Hello, friends. Good morning. Welcome to today's daily Dharma. We'll continue to explore this mind state of generosity. Now, one of the conditions that's supportive of generosity to arise is gratitude that we talked about last week. And we talked about how when we're grateful in that moment of gratitude, that supports a sense of abundance, right? We're grateful for all that we have, and there's a feeling of that we have a lot. Now, this sense of abundance is not something that is really kind of supported in our culture, right? The whole economic kind of machine that runs this country is driven by advertising, and advertising is driven by making you feel like you don't have enough. So the whole kind of milieu, right, or this whole water that we're swimming in is telling us that we don't have enough and that there's not enough. Um, and we can intellectually know that perhaps that's not true, but this is a deep, deep, like a sense of not enough. And so having enough and having a sense, a feeling that there's abundance and that we have enough is very helpful for generosity, right? When there's abundance, we're more likely to feel like we can extend what we have to others. And if there's a feeling of a lack of abundance or scarcity, we'll be less likely to do that. Again, it doesn't mean that we won't be able to, but it'll just, having a sense of scarcity or a lack is definitely a headwind to generosity arising. So how can we, how can we counteract the messages that we're always getting in this culture that there's not enough, right? It's an important question. Well, just to really look at what do we need to sustain ourselves, really? What's the bare minimum, right? What is it? We need oxygen. So it's the most limiting one, right? What's the next thing we need? We need water, right? Cannot live without water. And then what's the next thing? Food, sustenance. So these three things absolutely must have them. Any one of them missing, life won't be able to sustain itself. This organism won't be able to keep living. And so if we reflect on these three things, we can see that they are freely offered, that we are the recipients of generosity. The oxygen, the atmosphere, there's tons of it. We can breathe as deeply and as quickly as we want, and there's plenty of it. And there's nothing holding it back. It's freely offered to us. We breathe in, and there it is. Water, you walk up to a stream, and there's nothing there that says, no, you can't have me. We just drink to our heart's content. The water on this earth is freely offered. We're recipients of that generosity. The food, even the food, plants growing. Before humans settled down and became agrarian, they just went out and found whatever plants were edible and ate them, or whatever animals they could catch and kill and eat them. Yes, the animals would run away because, life wants to present itself. But this sense of, certainly with the plants, for sure, you can feel that a little bit more. They're just freely offered. They're growing, and any other animal can come and just munch on them. There's nothing that gets in the way of that. So everything that we need to survive is actually freely offered. And so getting a sense of that and the abundance of that, now of course there's food shortages around the world, but that has to do with you know, human beings acting in unwholesome ways. It's not because there's not enough uh, water and food for everyone. It's generous, and we live in a world where these three things that we need to live are just freely offered. And when you tune into that, you can really get a sense of, oh, I'm living in abundance. What this what this being, what this sentient life form needs, there's an abundance of, and it's freely offered. So this is really nice and can counteract these messages of not enough. Let's do some formal practice now and tune into, especially right with the breath, this sense of abundance. Very similar to what we did last week with gratitude. And settling into the posture, you're going to meditate in, whatever that might be. Letting the attention sink down into the body and start feeling the body, sitting or whatever position you're in. The body in this position right now feels like this. Feeling the body touching the earth below, feeling the support from the earth below, feeling the sense of abundance there, this vast earth below us, offering its support. There's an abundance of support for us on this earth. Relaxing and letting go into that support, letting the body relax into stillness. Feeling the body where it's touching the earth, feeling the body where it might be in contact with other parts of the body, feeling sensations there. And perhaps feeling sensations in parts of the body that aren't in contact with anything. Is it possible to feel sensations in those parts of the body? As we widen the attention to really feel the whole body, feeling sensations at contact points, feeling sensations in other areas. Very naturally, then we start to come into contact with the sensations in the body that result from the body breathing in and out, connecting with that rhythm of changing sensations, that arise from the body breathing in and out. And with the attention now, with the breath, really starting to tune into this perception of abundance. Maybe take a deeper breath in, plenty of air, no shortage of it. Really tune into that, the abundance that is present in the form of this atmosphere that we can gulp up as much as we want, as deep and as fast as this body can breathe. There's plenty of atmosphere for it. Connecting with abundance with every in breath. In breath after in breath, abundance is realized. Perceiving abundance with each in-breath, gratitude arises. Thank you for your practice. Do you get a sense of that? That feeling of abundance with the in-breath and maybe some gratitude for that, and like a brightness in the heart and in the mind. Very helpful for meditation, this bright, kind of slightly joyous heart and mind. And so we can cultivate this perception, this understanding of abundance, which is really supportive of generosity. So we cultivate a sense of abundance, but also it's important to be mindful of, be aware of when any sense of lack or scarcity starts to creep in. There might be certain arenas in our life where that can come up. So we want to use our mindfulness practice to be on the lookout for that. So that it doesn't get traction, because when that scarcity mentality, when that's got the reins, very less likely we're going to be generous. And even further, it's just it's suffering, and it's not true, right? The world we live in is generous, but when this scarcity mentality takes over, we forget that, and we live in a world where we feel there's scarcity, and that's a very constricted, suffering place to be. So being on the lookout for that, being mindful when scarcity mentality arises. Okay, so lots to work with. A very rich practice. These two, generosity, but also the gratitude that comes in and gives rise to it, which is why I like to talk about them close together. They really are quite connected. Okay, I wish you well with that and in all other ways till tomorrow. And we will again explore the mind state of generosity. Okay, be well till then. Bye bye.